Welcome to Futbol Miami TV. I am Uncle Ed and he is
Peter Brown.
And we're here with the top 5 goalkeepers for Inter Miami.
This is our top 5, by the way. Yeah. And so in this video, in the comment section down below, we want to hear what your top 5 are.
Let us know if you like the top 5 that we pick, and if you don't, tell us why you didn't like it or who we should put in the top 5. And Peter, so who do we start with now?
I say number 5. Let's bring him home. He's old, but he still can play. Nick Rimando.
He's one of our favorites. I like Nick Rimando just because he played for the Fusion. And there's a lot of history there, and he's going to be kind of old, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is a long shot. This is kind of like how on our previous top 5 where we picked Ray Hudson as a coach. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But just as being homers and South Florida soccer fans, man, it'd be great to see him finish his career where he started it. You know, it's not the same team, but it's the same basic area. So, but he has really made a home for himself in Real Salt Lake. So, but the guy is old and he could still really play.
He's still rocking it at Salt Lake.
He's a little guy too, but he covers that entire net like it's nobody's business.
And Ray Hudson used to love
Nicky. Little Nicky Rimando.
All right.
So number 4.
We've got number 4, Tim Melia.
Tim Melia is at Sporting KC, and my philosophy on number 4 and number 3 is they are top goalkeepers of the year recipients. So Tim Melia is a 2017 goalkeeper of the year in MLS, and then our next one is also a goalkeeper of the year winner. My thoughts are, let's steal them.
Steal them all. I mean, come on, guys. They're top number 1 coaches. I'm sorry.
Players, goalkeepers in particular,
yeah.
And to this point, you know, we may look at some in our list of some foreign players, but I would argue that some of the best goalkeepers in the world are Americans.
Yes, definitely.
Do we need to go and get a foreign player? I don't think we need to go any further than Tim Melia, who's currently at KC. 2017 goalkeeper of the year, came up through the ranks. I mean, he's come up through Long Island Rough Riders, played for some MLS teams, and found his way back down to the lower division, and then fought his way right back up into a goalkeeper of the year award. That's the kind of player that I like. He's a fighter, and he's a good quality keeper. Why not?
All right.
Let's steal him.
Let's do him.
Number 3.
Number 3 is Stefan.
Now, this guy is hot this year. This is Columbus Crew goalkeeper. There's a lot of talk about him moving to Europe already. Young guy. He is the goalkeeper of the year winner this year. And really, I mean, I saved Columbus Crew quite a bit.
They sure did. And we're glad that Columbus is still around. But we want your goalkeeper, Columbus. So
we're going to steal. If Europe doesn't take him, why don't we take him?
Bring him to Miami. It's almost the second best thing. Come to Miami.
Steal them.
And like Peter said before, I think, all these American players, we really don't need all these foreign players. Goalkeepers, I'm sorry.
So having said, we don't need the foreign players, let's go to number 1 and number 2.
All right. Number 2, Keylor Navas. He would be number 1, but I think he's too expensive. Costa Rican player. He played in the World Cup with Costa Rica. He's a great player with Real Madrid, but I think you read something about him recently, Peter, didn't you?
Yeah, there's talk about him being transferred or sold to Juventus.
So, it might be time for him to come stateside.
Yeah, if things don't go well for him in Real Madrid or maybe in Juventus, he might be available. There's a lot of Costa Rican players in the MLS. So, Costa Rican players have been pretty comfortable in the MLS, and it's the whole CONCACAF region. Let's bring him in.
Do it. Let's do it.
All right. Number 1.
Numero uno is David Ospina. And why would he be number 1, Peter?
He's Colombian.
There's so many Colombians in Miami that it would be a perfect fit. World Cup player. Where's he playing at now?
Currently, he's on loan from Arsenal to Napoli. So what that tells me right there is Arsenal doesn't want him. If they're loaning him out, they don't want him.
So it's time we pouch him and bring him over. Yeah,
we'll take him. Imagine how Miami would react to Ospina coming to play for their local team. I mean, he had a great World Cup. I mean, we have so many Colombians here in South Florida. I'm not saying you need to go out and get a player from every nationality that's in South Florida, but it certainly doesn't hurt. Look at what Valderrama did for Miami Fusion. Ospina can do it for Inter Miami FC.
He sure could. But in retrospect, looking back at the list, we talked about it just a second ago, and we were thinking, why would they want to go for all these foreign players that are really expensive? All these foreign goalkeepers. My opinion, keep them stateside.
Well, I think to argue for a international is strictly on marketing. You can get a lot of butts and seats if you got somebody like Ospina. So that's why that's our top 5. What is your top 5? Hit us up in the comments below telling us what your top 5 goalkeepers are for Inter Miami that take the field in 2020. Make sure to like and subscribe this video on YouTube. And what are you pointing at?
By the way, if you guys are interested in seeing us on our previous show, which is Ultras Alive, you guys can watch us on, or
you can't watch, but you can listen to any of our old shows on iTunes. So if anybody wants to, we did a lot of great interviews over the years. Some Eric Winaldo, Ray Hudson, Kobe Jones, a lot of great stuff. So you can definitely go to YouTube, to iTunes and check it out.
Do it.
Thanks.